Hello everyone, welcome back to another Shadowverse gameplay video. Today we will be looking at a controller blood list. This is going to be post-nerf. I was playing this a lot pre-nerf, then neutral blood became a thing. This deck sucks against neutral blood. Now it's kind of out of the meta, well at least Spawn. It sucks against Spawn, I suppose. No one's really playing this except for these control blood lists. And let's get into the list. So I'm playing, one Lyrio, 3 Baphomet. I'm pretty sure most of this deck is unchanged. Kind of the changes, playing one Vate. It's better against control decks. Kind of, it's a ward, so it's decent against more aggro decks. I have one slot open, so I wanted to play that. We cut a Tina, I'm definitely sure. I don't not remember too much of the deck list, but I remember definitely having 2 Tinas at least. With the neutral threat gone a little bit, we're able to play, one less. I'm pretty sure there's a new tech, Crimson Purge. It's gonna be for tech against Dragon. And in terms of Belphegors here, there was a post a couple days ago, maybe, I don't know, a couple days ago about, control blood list. I forget what the guy's name is, but that deck had 3 Blood Moons and 3 Belphegors. So the theory behind that is that you can just, Blood Moon, play Belphegor next turn, play a 4, play point 4/4 that draws 2 cards, no drawback. It seems pretty powerful. I was actually tinkering with Blood Moon last expansion because, trying to beat neutral blood and never succeeded. Blood Moon into the surprise revelation was kind of one of my outs, but never really worked out because we just died to Spawn even when we controlled their board. So yeah, Crimson Purge for the Dragon, Scarlet Sabor, Diabolic Drain, still play the 1 Queen Vampire, 1 Kerberos, 3 Emeralda, so it's kind of a hedge against Dragon once again, but it beats Alana straight out. So there's one game my opponent had 2 cards left in the library to mine 5 or 6. Emeralda kept held on to all my Emeraldas, saw an Alana's, immediately played Emeralda. 2 Spawn of the Abyss. I don't really want 3, but 2 at least. At the beginning I was playing 1 and I just could never close out games. But the Spawn of the Abyss is, the finisher, and it does what it does well. Kind of, unfortunately, it can't do 16 anymore. It can still do 13, which actually is significantly worse because I can't just follow with Temptress Vampire now, or a couple Scarlet Sabors hits. Because sometimes you might hit your opponent for 2 Scarlet Sabors and then a Spawn, and then you win, or an Emerald on the next turn and you win. 13, there's not really a lot of ways in this deck to deal 7 damage because you won't be hitting face too often. And we finally got our 3 Revelations, super powerful card there. It takes days to make a world, but a second to destroy it. Very true. We hopefully will be able to get into this game. I don't really think the deck is that good of a deck. It's against the aggro matchup, it's kind of bad because it's kind of slow, and you just lose to Kerberos if they have that. Otherwise, against Dragon, it's kind of 50-50. Either they, completely stomp us, or we're able to, stall out a little bit, and sometimes you still lose if you stall a little bit. You'll see here. I don't know what is wrong, but we did get into the game this time, which is pretty good. Having some internet problems again. I don't know what's wrong. Probably need to get a new route or something. But the blood matchup here, I don't like any of the blood decks that I could face. I just think Big Knuckle Bodyguard is going to be always a good card against any blood matchup. Vampiric Kiss, I prefer kind of a proactive 2-drop, but having access, to 2 extra life could be relevant. I mean, that's just how it is. So no 1-drop because blood doesn't play too many 1-drops. We will greet our opponent as well. We will see if it's Vengeance or aggro or neutral, I suppose. you know, our last video, saw neutral blood, you know, first time in a while. Emeraldas don't look very good in our hand right now, but we're just gonna Hungry Horde in this matchup. You know, I don't necessarily think it's gonna be hitting too many, you know, get too many 2-for-1s, or get, you know, too many 2-for-1s in this matchup, so I don't mind going for that. Powerful Met would have been a card we wanted to play on turn 2, definitely. We're just gonna, you know, play it out as the cards we get. But I don't really necessarily like this deck at all against a lot of the, you know, the possible decks in the field. It looks like we're playing against neutral, so you know, kind of interesting. I don't have it. This will be, you know, my, you know, maybe my 3rd or 4th time, because I honestly don't see neutral that often. We're just gonna make that standard play.
Let's play again.
We're down to 16, which is, you know, it's a little low. We're gonna have to deal with our opponent's, you know, follower storm. Alice here is kind of annoying.
Witness the power.
I would really like to draw a Revelation somewhere around here.
That one didn't count.
Didn't count, you say? Well, I think I'm just gonna drain that, you know, keep the board clean. Next turn we're gonna be able to Emerald evolve. Hopefully he only plays, you know, 2 things. Man, the 3rd Alice? What is going on here? I don't think I'm gonna be able to, you know, kill anything. Ooh, 3rd Alice. Well, we'll start off. I guess we're still in like an okay position, being, you know, at 3 health though. Being at 3 health is pretty bad. It dies to basically any removal spell that my opponent's gonna have, and they're gonna be able to, you know, put something back onto the board. Hopefully they only play 1 thing. Emeralda can hopefully save us. Oh yeah, last expansion I was playing, you know, Bahamut. So there's the Hungry Horde, and the Bahamut didn't seem that good. In this type of a matchup, it might have actually been pretty good. Ultimate Carrot, that's fine. That, on the other hand, is not very fun. And we're just gonna slam that thing with, you know, Emeralda. I don't see a point in evolving here. We want to take, you know, a little bit of damage to the face. You know, try and turn out some vengeance. They're playing neutral, so I can definitely expect a Razor Claws. I don't necessarily think, because I know in Hearthstone if you top deck something, so 3, 4, it's gonna show up, you know, to the rightmost on your screen. God, this is pretty bad. We really want to top deck a Revelation here, and then we just probably win the game if we do that. No Revelation, which is kind of annoying, but it's not that the worst for us. I don't really know what the top end on our opponent's deck is. They've really only showed us, you know, insanely powerful buffed followers. They should be running out. There might be one more, I would say, pump thing, but going back to the thing about Hearthstone, you know, it shows you the progression of the cards that you've drawn. So I'd be able to tell, you know, what's been hand buff or not. Looking at this, it kind of looked like this is the ultimate carrot. I don't actually know. In Shadowverse, it might just, you know, mix up the cards.
Quench them. Let us battle together.
Okay, so I know he has 1 ultimate carrot left in his hand. Yeah, well, Grimnir off the top seems pretty good.
Tempest shall judge you.
So this is kind of, you know, this might be a little longer video, simply because this deck does not win before, like, it cannot win, like, it literally cannot win before turn 7, or before, like, turn 9, because, you know, it really just, you know, plays Spawn would be the way it wins. I don't think Grimnir's the play here. I'm gonna play Baphomet, drawing hopefully a spawn. And there's a brewer. I think we start going face.
This ache, this thirst, quench them.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start going face here. Gonna have to, you know, whittle our opponent down. We did expend all 3 of our Emeraldas, which is kind of unfortunate because that's our really only way of having hard removal. Also, we didn't have any card draw, you know, no Belphegor, you know, 1 Baphomet, I guess, as card draw. Didn't pull the best thing.
To the gourmet emperor.
Kaiser's here is gonna be kind of annoying. Depends what our opponent's last is. Going face here is preferable. Our opponent playing the last card would also be preferable. He doesn't. Huh. I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna also play the Baphomet here. Maybe probably shouldn't play the Baphomet for us, honestly, but Spawn. Okay. So we're gonna be able to set up some sort of spawn play. Kill the Kaiser.
This ache, this thirst, quench them.
Still gonna be going face. I just don't want to get bursted down by some like random card. We don't have any evolve points. Spawn's gonna be dealing 11 to the face. We have a couple avenues here. It's kind of good news that the opponent trades here. That means, you know, they don't have, you know, a lot of.
On the warfield, a shining helmet.
I cannot expect a Hector.
Shapely and succulent.
Let us battle together.
I'm sorry.
I think we just slam down this spawn here. Could Blood Pact, but this actually sets up a lethal attack if our opponent draws nothing. So we know the card in their hand should be the ultimate carrot. Pretty good, I would say. Phantom Cat, perfect. Not a removal. I actually don't know what, you know. I guess they can trade into the Subroar and have, you know, a 3 damage removal. That'd be fine. Unfortunately, Grimnir here is not actually lethal because of the nerf, but as you can see, you know, Grimnir is still pretty powerful. It's actually like super required, super powerful in this deck, particularly because. Well, how about we reconnect there? Reconnect to the win, just like last video. Internet problems, hopefully we'll get fixed in the next few days, though.
All too easy.
Racking up those wins. Feeling good about it. This is not a deck I would recommend. You know, as you know, the blood control player in the Reddit post as well. You know, as he didn't recommend, you know, playing this deck or building the deck. It's kind of expensive. I wouldn't actually say it's that expensive, just because I guess I was really on the Shadow train. You know, I really like Shadow, so we have that there. Hopefully we can, you know, get into a game. You know, bear with me here. I guess the internet's super bad every single day, all the time. We will see what we can do about that. Oh, into a game. Maybe start cutting out some of the should start cutting out some of the you know, the weights in between. And it looks like we're against another blood deck. Going first this time. I think we went first last game though, but yeah, going first, pretty useful. Gonna keep the Vampire against Grimnir. Grimnir is kind of weird in this matchup, so I don't really want it. Yo, here's the post on Reddit. The Games X was the poster that I'm talking about here. End the turn here. A lot of removal. Kind of looking for BKB here. Sabrur, man. Something with the Baphomet and the Sabrurs. I don't know what's going on. They seem to have a thing, you know. Maybe, I guess, you know, Sabrur likes goats or something.
Ow.
Certainly, Dao's going face. I could have played Grimnir here. So it looks like we're getting this Vengeance. Or maybe, I don't actually think Aggro Blood plays the Blood Wolves. I'm not too sure though. I'm trying to think of what really punishes a Grimnir here. I'm certainly going here. I'm gonna go for the Grimnir. I don't really remember. Maybe I'm, you know, maybe it's a little too early for me to be thinking or something. See, Curse Brand Vampire, this looks like the... Force our opponent to expend a Razor Claw, which is great. To have the option for Vampire Kiss. So do I want a Vampire Kiss here? I think I just want to use my play points as efficiently as possible. Scarlet Saber is going to be, you know, super powerful. If I'm able to go, you know, 1-for-1 with my opponent, it's probably fine.
I beg your pardon.
Handling right here is actually pretty interesting. Gonna be as play point efficient, mana efficient as possible here. Take out that 2/2. Next turn I'll be able to, you know, BKB plus the Hungering Horde. This card's, you know, kind of, it's still a busted card. I mean, they didn't nerf it, but Blood, I could see this card getting nerfed. You know, I could see myself reconnecting. It seems always whenever my opponent concedes, I'm gonna have to reconnect there. They do go for the concede.
All too.
As I said, you know, this, I wouldn't recommend playing this deck. Maybe, I guess other people telling me. Generally, it doesn't do this well. Generally, I'm losing, you know, 4 in a row with this deck. Maybe not 4 in a row, but you know, I would say the win rate for this deck is, you know, between 45 and 55. A lot of the time I am losing a lot in a row, and I'm not winning too much in a row. Against Haven here, basically the matchup is very easy. I'm gonna mulligan this. If they drop Aegis, you probably lost. If they didn't redraw, you might have also lost. But since it's really hard for, like, Aegis is super difficult. It's almost impossible to go for, like, you know, a spawn type of kill, you know, earlier, or even like at all, because, you know, they have Themis, they have Tribunal, probably Beast Ball here. No. Princess Snow White. I'm gonna play Baphomet here. I don't really mind if our opponent, you know, they get a pretty good trade here, but I'm just drawing a card anyways, so. You know, if they want to, you know, trade in, that's totally fine with me. I would like to draw, you know, maybe another Baphomet or 2 or 3 draw here.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
See what our opponent plays. Nothing, so I'm almost like 100% sure this is gonna be some sort of more control-y deck. I don't even really want to play. So Aegis is kind of a weird card to play against. A lot of the time our opponent's not. So, you know, we kind of want to stay above 16. So basically 17 is going to be kind of the sweet spot.
Your evil deeds end now.
Temple Goliath. I like the play. It's kind of difficult though with, you know, like BKBs, blood packs, and the like. You have a decent amount of healing. That's kind of, you kind of like,
what the heck is going on?
the best card I could have drawn, like at like a lot of times, is gonna be the Belphegor, putting me in Vengeance, activating a lot of our cards. Yet I kind of want to be above that life.
Let me show you something.
Ooh, so it's gonna be in Statute Seraph. This feels like an even worse matchup than what I was predicting.
These fists will finish you.
Toodaloo!
Simply because Seraph definitely wants to, you know, I guess maybe it's kind of the same.
That one didn't count.
We're not in a very good position, and this is kind of one of the reasons you don't want to be playing this deck. Gonna draw some cards. Okay, Kerberos.
Focus on your Inferno, Tina.
Kind of an interesting one.
Focus on your Inferno, Tina.
Also play Goblin, their own team.
The real
It's kinda
battle
weird.
begins. If my brother can, I can.
I mean, they're just gonna be able to clear a board.
Sorry.
Unfortunately, we're not in Vengeance. I think we probably just lost here. Kinda feels bad. Go
This
face here.
ache, this thirst, quench them.
Stop! Weakness the power.
One bite's all I need.
I think our hand here is fine.
I'm sorry.
Just gonna go Bloodcraft. I really feel like our opponent's playing the Seraph deck. So yeah, maybe it's... If our opponent, you know, has the correct cards in hand, we're in a bad position. Otherwise, it's kind of whatever's.
May you rest in peace.
Sister initiate our opponent. Okay, so it's definitely Seraph, but it's interesting that our opponent decided to expend that right now. So I kind of want to go Kerberos here. I don't know if it's the correct play. I think I'm gonna go here.
These fists will finish you.
I can see the path to heaven.
Diabolic Drain. Just put a bunch of followers on the board. It's kind of weird that our opponent used a Sister Initiate there. It leads me to believe they don't have the actual Seraph yet. We're still, you know, quote-unquote ahead on evolution points, because our opponent would theoretically have to play a follower and evolve
Your
into
evil
it.
deeds end now.
Let us conclude.
I see your weakness. That one didn't count.
So let's see what our opponent plays next. If it's nothing, then I definitely want to play the Kerberos. You know, start Grimnir dealing forward. Everything's not going to be that relevant, I don't think.
Stay beautiful.
Kerberos damage could be relevant. We really want to draw, you know, into our spawns. That is a card we really want to see. So, kind of more as, you know, a 6 play point. So there's the Seraph, probably dead. That's what that means.
With the pride of the Red Branch.
Fortunately, Emeralda would just, you know, extend or, you know, speed up, accelerate. That's what we're looking for. The in-statute Seraph. I think we go for something like, you know, Bafflement. Still no
Don't
spawn.
get the wrong idea.
What's going on here?
This ache, this thirst, quench them.
No!
I suppose I'll, you know. I suppose I'll bust this open. But our opponent probably has.
Stop!
There's a Vate. Where is the Spawn of the Abyss? When you... So I think, I'm pretty sure it's 2 more after this. There's the Hollow Dogma. Demis Decree.
I beg your pardon.
So this turns into Ceres Lapis Glory B. That's kind of interesting, I guess.
I will liberate you.
Shed tears of joy. I am the Mad Cyclone.
Unfortunately, Emeraldas are really awkward in this case. Just having a spawn there would have, you know, given us a little bit of hope. But yeah, I don't think there's a way for us to win here. This is going to be the one that evolves to win the match. I don't think there's a way for me to win the match. Oh, and you know, our opponent just goes into that, which, you know, is fine. Seraph is kind of a weird matchup. Emeraldus turned out to be pretty bad against, you know, the amulets. But, you know, if it was Aegis, it probably would have still been a bad matchup. Also didn't draw any spawns, which is, you know, kind of annoying, but oh well. We will take that loss. And then we will also end the video here. Hopefully, for the next video, we'll have some better internet. But I cannot guarantee anything. What I can guarantee is that if you did like the video, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more Shadowverse content. Thanks.